and get started here. So I want to welcome everyone to our April state call. Hope everyone can hear me okay. I've got my microphone away from me as much as possible, so hopefully I'm not too loud for everyone. But we got a lot of stuff, like I said, we got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. We got some good news for everyone too. So let's get started here, folks. We'll go over the agenda first of all, like we normally do. We'll cover the vision and mission statement. We're going to have Rodney Huckleberry on tonight. I don't know at what point we'll be able to bring him in. He's in Texas at a national getaway. They do this every year in Midland, Texas, I believe it is. So he's attending that, and but said that he was going to make every effort to join us tonight. So we'll bring him in when he pops up. Got a couple more Patriot pins to give out tonight. Then we'll get into our grassroots tracking and various reports. Got Paul tonight giving us a legislative update, and hopefully Ken Kashuba will be with us at some point. And for our comms,
checking in.
Hello.
Hello, Ken Kashuba checking in.
Yeah, Ken. Good, good. Everybody, keep yourself muted if you would, please, so we don't have any feedback. And Paul's going to talk about Maya and her efforts in Young Americans. And then we got some other people I want to recognize tonight. So let's get started. Vision statement hasn't changed. It's still build a Hoosier grassroots community of citizens and legislators dedicated to the constitutional concept of self-governance. That's what we ultimately want to achieve. Everything that we do should be oriented towards someday achieving that goal. Okay, our mission statement. These are the things that we want to try and accomplish this year in the state, which will then help us get closer to that vision statement. Okay, somebody isn't muted, and you're causing some, we hear you. Okay, so I don't know who it is right now. Everybody looks like they're muted, so please keep yourself muted. Okay, mission statement. First one is to meet quarterly with targeted legislators and present the 34 Ready plan. Okay, we're going to talk about targeted legislators tonight, so got some news for you on that. Grow the grassroots to 40,000. You know, we surpassed 30,000 in 2018, and we're on track to hit the 40,000 in 2019. Establish 7 region captains. That's still a challenge for us. And create 4 Young Americans high school chapters. Maya's doing a good job working on this for us. So, and we've got some good information on that tonight too. Okay. I'm going to skip over. I would have Rodney come in here now, but he's not here yet. Let me.
Hey, I'm.
You are here. Oh, well, good, Rodney.
Yeah, just dialed in.
Okay. Well, are you ready to do some talking, or do you want to get situated and let me come back to you later?
You might have to remind me on any topics that you wanted me to talk about. I'm getting an echo from somewhere. I guess we can see.
Okay. Well, okay, let's do that then. Rodney, why don't you tell us about Mississippi then?
Yeah, Mississippi, great team there. It was an awesome thing. But just to let you know, Mississippi wasn't even on the radar as a state to pass right away when they took it up last year. And it surprised everybody. They blew through the committee in the House and the House floor vote and got it over to the Senate. and that's where it failed. But it wasn't even on the radar at the time. So they came back this year. Awesome. The team there, they found out the obstacle there was the lieutenant governor. Some of you may have heard this story, but it was the lieutenant governor that was the problem all along with the committee chairman in the Senate. It was mostly the lieutenant governor.
Okay.
And the team there did a letter writing campaign and some other things as well. Letters were big. They had like a couple of cardboard boxes full of letters that were sent to the lieutenant governor urging him to move and pass this, let the resolution pass. And so they ended up, the lieutenant governor called the 2 state directors into his office one day and had a talk with him. I have no idea what that talk was about. But they came to some conclusion, and the Mississippi legislature is a little weird in how they operate. They have their committee meetings sometimes are like in the hallway and all that, so it quietly, in Mississippi's nature, probably a hallway meeting, passed the committee in the Senate and that day, and then they went to the Senate floor, I think it was, and so I think they went Senate first this time. I had a little trouble remembering the beginning. And they got it passed in the Senate and went over to the House. And we
Right. I think that's the way it went. Yeah.
Yeah, we were pretty sure the House.
Okay, cool. Well, Mississippi number 15. Then, do you think we're gonna? My prediction was 17 for this year. Do you think we're gonna get to that point?
Well, we got North Carolina in play. I was talking to the regional director a while ago about that.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's some hope there for North Carolina to move it, but I don't know any dates or when about that's going to happen. But North Carolina's in play. Yeah. We do still have, I mentioned before, the other states like Michigan and Pennsylvania, they get 24 or 12 months a year in session, and they're working it hard there as well as Ohio.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, good. Okay. Well, I'm sticking with my prediction that we're going to hit 17. We'll see. Okay, Rodney, I'm showing the new logo, and can you see that? Okay.
I'm on the phone. I'll explain that in a minute if you want me to. So I'm not seeing it.
Okay. Well, basically, I'm showing a couple samples here of the new logo. This one on the left has the black background, the blue COS letters, and the red stripes. Then a Convention of States action at the bottom. So I'm assuming here that this is the new logo. It can be in different colors, but this is basically the new logo, right?
That's correct. You are looking at the right one. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I know I've got some things that I use on my Indiana Live broadcast, and I just noticed the Monday night that I've got to change the logo on. That's I still got the old logo on there. Okay.
Yeah. So
All
the
right.
old logo, yeah, on media like that, it's easy to change, should be updated right away. But for anybody that's got anything with the old logo on it, it's still valid for probably as long as you have it, or whatever you got wears out.
Just quickly, Rodney, do you know why we wanted to change the logo? Why we wanted a different one?
The old one, well, it had USA on there. That was the most prominent word or letters on there, so that was kind of confusing, I think. It didn't really stand out as our brand. And so all it had was a Convention of States action underneath it in little letters. So we knew we needed to make it a bolder, recognizable logo. The other big thing was, well, I'd say that's more big, is being able to recognize it at a glance as Convention of States right away. The other thing was the bands of the flag where it had the state names in there. Those are really hard and could be expensive sometimes to embroider or even print the logo with those state
Oh.
names in there because they don't show up. And embroidering them, it's just a blur. You can't get the state names in there where they even are recognized.
You know, I just noticed at the bottom of about every one of my PowerPoint slides, I still got the old logo on there. So I got to change all those too. All right. One more topic, Rodney.
Well,
and
one more thing on that really quick. There was a conversation on Slack about that, the logo, I think, and for those of you that didn't see that, if you go to conventionestates.com/branding, it kind of explains the do's and don'ts with the logo, but down at the bottom, there's 2 buttons there for download. So you can download the national logos, all of them Dale was just talking about, as well as the state logo, is the second buttons for that one.
And it's /branding?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. The last thing I got for you to comment on is the Leadership Summit.
Yeah, so this is pretty exciting. Just real quick how that came about. Mark's travels around to the different legislatures and stuff. He talks to the grassroots teams. And what he was hearing from everybody, I guess he would bring up the simulated convention they were planning on doing again in September. And when he'd bring that up, somehow, I wasn't there, I haven't heard the complete story, but he'd bring it up, and people would tell him how they really enjoyed the regional meetings that we had. Like I went to Knoxville and Nashville the year before. And so when he heard that, they were saying it might be good to have a meeting of all the leaders across the country in a big meeting. So that's when they changed their plan from a simulated convention to do this August 22nd through the 25th, I think. Convention of States Leadership Summit in Colonial Williamsburg, Virginia. You need to sign up for that right away if you think you're going to go. It'd be better if you knew you could go, but if you think you're going to go, there's only 300 slots available. 180 have been signed up for it. Keeps growing. Last I heard it was 140, so it is growing a little bit. Now, there are some details missing in there that people have been asking me about, like bringing your spouse along or meals and some other different things. Would the spouse be able to attend the meetings even though they're not an activist in Convention of States? Like mine supports me, but she's not an activist in Convention of States.
Right.
So there's going to be some details come out on that. And what I was told was we've got a group of interns that work on the national team, and they're going to, at some point soon, call everybody that's registered and answer any other questions they have about the summit, like about anything else they want to ask.
Now, how does one go about applying to go to this?
I think there was an email went out. It was in the roundup too. And sorry, I've been busy this week. I heard the actual application to fill out came out. If somebody's on the call that has seen it, it came out this week, I think.
All right. Well, we'll if there's anyone interested in that, I got a message here that one of our district captains that's in training, Ken Colbert, he's already signed up, so he hasn't received a confirmation yet, but he's already applied. So we'll anyway, we'll find that out. We'll find out if anyone's interested.
Yeah, if you're really curious, you can Slack me, direct message Slack me if you want to know if your name's on the list. I do have access to the spreadsheet where all the people signed up are on there, so I can verify your name is on that list.
All right. Okay, well, Rodney, that's all I had. Do you have anything else you wanted to add?
I was just going to explain why I was on a call. So every year, the national staff gets together to talk about the status of everything in general and new plans and strategies or for whatever we want to do for typically the 6 months or a year. because we do this two times every year. We missed it last year. We missed both of them last year because of Mike Ruthenberg's brain tumor and then the infection he had after that when we would have been here next. So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. The whole national staff is here. And Thursday night, you should have received an email that said something like Mark Meckler behind the scenes. Something.
Right.
Register for a webinar Thursday.
Right.
Good to see us all here. It's not a luxury hotel. It's a Christian retreat out in the middle of the desert. There's nothing nearby. Everybody's driven here from the airport, so there's no way to escape. And we're at Morton Buildings converted to living quarters, to just give you a picture of what this is about.
Okay. All right, Rodney. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate it.
I'll stay on if you got any questions. So.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thanks. Okay, let's move on. We're going to give out a couple Patriot pins tonight, and once again, the Patriot pin is kind of a special recognition. It's a lapel pin, and these are for those individuals in our organization that kind of go above and beyond, that have a very positive attitude, real team players. So we love to recognize those individuals, and we try to do this at every state call. We try to recognize at least 2 individuals to receive Patriot pins, and I like to get them to attend this call, and so they can maybe say a few words if they would like to. I try to not tell them that we're doing this, but sometimes that doesn't work either. So, okay, our 2 recipients this evening. Number 1 is Tim Heidenreich. Tim, you're on tonight, I know, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm here, Dale. Thanks.
Well, Tim, congratulations. Tim how long have you been in Convention Estates, Tim?
I think about 3 years.
3 years, okay. And I know Tim was a district captain at one time. He is currently one of our SIAs and does a great job. And Tim provides me information and for every state call. He provides the data for the petition growth tracking report. So, Tim, you've been a good man. You've been always willing to go above and beyond. So, I think this pin is well warranted to give to you tonight.
Well, thank you, Dale. I appreciate the recognition. Like all the other guys, I like to say probably don't deserve it, but thanks anyway. It's nice to be recognized.
All right. Jerry, I know, Jerry Rowe, you're on tonight, aren't you? You want to say anything about Tim? You got anything nice you want to say about him?
I always have nice things to say about him. Hey, he came on as I was busy with other things, and Indiana had passed and everything, and he just took up the SIA role just fine. I mean, been right in there battling away, so I have just good things to say.
All right. Well, once again, congratulations, Tim. I'll get that in the mail to you. The other gentleman that we want to recognize tonight is Ed Paraguay. He's the district captain in District 85. And Ed, are you on tonight? I don't recall seeing your name here. Doesn't look like he's on. Well, Gary, I know you're on, and he's a district captain in your region, right?
That is correct.
I've known Ed for some years now. I remember meeting Ed in a local restaurant for coffee to talk about Convention Estates one time, and he joined in, and He's made presentations on convention estates. He's really stepped forward, and as you all probably know, he has been responsible for the success that we've had at the local gun shows here in Fort Wayne with his information table. So, Gary, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I really would. There's a couple things about Ed, really three of them. Number one, Ed is a go-getter. He took the initiative to get these things set up at the gun shows, contacted the sponsors, got the applications, chased after me when to make sure that I was doing the steps that I needed to do. Number two, Ed is a problem solver. We had the banners, a couple banners the first time. One was just on the table, and it really wasn't very visible, and Ed took the initiative to figure out how to make a frame to get those up where they were highly visible and everybody could see them. The third thing is Ed is very much of a patient people person, and when people would come to the booth and have questions and so on, Ed was very patient in explaining all about convention estates, answering people's questions, why, what, where, who, how, and so on. He could patiently win over people who needed their questions answered. So these three things about Ed really make him well-deserving of the honor of a Patriot Pin. And because he is a go-getter, he's a problem solver, and he's a fine people person who wins people over.
All right, good deal. Well, I wish he was on tonight. He must have some other obligation. But so congratulations, Ed, and we'll get the pin to you. All right. Okay, let's move on, and want to talk about, let's get into the grassroots area now. We'll touch on some training, talk about some new leaders, and look at our tracking reports real quickly here. As far as new leaders, we've got, we still have a number of district captains in the training program. They're moving along through the modules in the training program, but we've brought on 3 new district captains just starting in the program. Patrick Parton in District 44, Jason Frank in District 56, Gary Spielman in District 82. We also have a young man that has come on is going to be a state content writer on our comms team, Alexander Burton. We're putting him through a modified version of the training program just to kind of give him some background about convention estates. But we've also had a young lady complete the training program and is now the district captain officially for District 50 here in the state, and that's Victoria Mooring. Victoria, are you on this evening? I thought I saw you. Can you come on?
Yeah,
well,
I'm on. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you. Good. Well, congratulations on completing your training.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad to be finished.
You want to, anything that you would like to say? How did you get involved in convention estates?
There was an email that was sent to me about it, and I was kind of curious, and I signed a petition, and I wanted to learn more about it, so I checked the box to here, and it took a little while, but Gary finally contacted me, and we kind of went from there.
Well, great, great. I know we've been, the region you're in, Gary's region, used to be the region I had, and I know we were looking for a district captain in that district for a long time. So I was really, really pleased to see you step forward and to be a district captain there. So once again, Victoria, congratulations on completing your training, and looking forward to you doing a great job for us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's go on. We're still looking for people to fill certain positions. We're obviously still looking for district captains, looking for an event coordinator, coalition director, veterans coalition coordinator, and videographers. So anybody that you come across in your districts or in your regions, or if you're out talking to people about convention estates, if they have any background in these or interest in any of these areas, please direct them toward us and get them to go to the website and fill out an application. All right, let's talk about then the region breakdown that we normally look at every month. We've got 9 regions. All the districts here in each region, and of course the ones highlighted in red are the ones where we have a district captain either in place or in training. We're down to 3 region captains. As you all know, we lost Kim Webb in Region 7 early this month, so we're down to 3, and so we're still struggling. We want to get, our goal is to get 5 district captains in each region by the end of this year. And right now, Region 3 is the only one that has already accomplished that goal. But all the other regions, we're still trying to get additional district captains. Obviously, whoops, I went too far there. Region captain-wise, we're struggling to get to 7 region captains this year, and right now we're at 3. So we're still struggling to find more region captains. Okay, let's talk about petition growth real quick. So far in the month of April, we had a total of 741 new petition signers. And that's a bit down from what we've been experiencing so far this year. But still, overall, we're on target to hit our 40,000. If we keep up the pace, we're on target to hit that pretty easily, I think. Region 4 was the region that had the most new petition signers in the month of April, 712. Excuse me, that's year to date they've had. 121 is what they had in the month of April. And then District 44, which is also in Region 4, was the leading district with 19 petition signers. And that's the district captain, it's Patrick Parton. He's in training, just started in training. So we'll let him take full credit for that. Okay? So, okay, like I said, we should be on target to hit our 40,000 mark for the year. So I want to thank everybody for the job they're doing. I should highlight this number. So far this year, we have added 4,749 petition signers to our state. So, boy, that's just great. And if we keep that pace up, we're going to hit our 40,000 mark easily. Anybody have any questions about anything we've covered so far before I go on?
Hey, Dale, just a quick question.
Okay.
Do you know, are other states experiencing similar growth in petition signers? Do you know that?
You know, I don't, Gary, for sure. I know, I do know that obviously the Shapiro promotion nationwide was a big burst for us. So, but how each state is doing, I know I don't know. I would assume that they're probably experiencing the same thing. Rodney, are you still on?
I am. Yeah, they are experiencing a similar thing. They also do events and things like you guys do. social media is a big part of it. New York's part of our region. I won't explain that. But Silver Dreaming Wolf out there focuses on driving people to the New York Convention of States Facebook page and gets a lot of recruits and petition signers from that as well. So, yeah, it's similar, but there's a lot of efforts going on everywhere, even in Indiana. Organic growth is what we call it from within the state.
All right. Okay. Anyone else have a question? All right. Okay. Let's move on then, and let's talk about legislative. Paul, are you hooked up okay now?
I'm here. I'm just not going to be able to do video.
Okay. All right.
So
I know Paul was having trouble getting on the pre-conference call tonight, so. But we got his lovely voice, so. Okay, take it away, Paul.
Sure. Dale and I have been working on target legislators and actually coming up with this target legislator tracking report, or as Dale likes to call it, the TLTR. And he's probably going to show you that in a moment. So we're going to do a better job of tracking our progress with making contact with these target legislators. So this is kind of our starting point. There's a total of 71 target legislators, and they're either legislators who are new to the Assembly since we passed back in 2016, or they're on one of two key committees who any changes to the faithful delegate law would have to go through. But among that group, you can see we've got 22 supporters, 6 in opposition, and then 43 that we're calling undeclared. Basically folks that we want to get in front of and talk to and bring them up to speed and figure out what their position is. All of those 43 undecided are legislators who are new since we passed in 2016.
Okay. All right.
That's all I had there. I don't know if you want to add anything, Dale.
Yeah, I want to stress this quite a bit. I do believe the best way to fend off or to avoid, hopefully, an attempt at rescission, I think the best way is to invest the time to meet with these legislators, especially these ones that we've targeted. That there's 43 there that we don't know where they stand on Convention of States, and so I think the best way we can avoid a possible rescission is that we meet with these people and we get their commitment one way or the other, so we know how we stand. So this is very important, and we've got to put the effort and time into meeting with these people. And we're going to be asking region captains and district captains to be meeting and trying to meet with legislators that are not necessarily assigned to your district, because obviously we have districts, as you know, without district captains. So we're going to be asking people to go above and beyond what they would normally do as a district captain or a region captain. So, and this is merely a way to track our progress.
Yeah. Dale, Rodney, can I add something to the rescission?
Sure. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's kind of two components of that as well. There's been several rescission efforts under the covers behind the scenes, but we hadn't had a rescission filed in any state until just recently. It was 2 weeks ago today, I think. Alabama, they filed a rescission resolution there to rescind all Article 5s. Keep in mind, Alabama is a conservative state, and this is a Republican senator that filed that rescission.
Wow, wow.
So, yeah, so you got to be on guard. You got to educate those legislators. Now, another component to this is at some point we want all the past states watching out for liberty and your rights in your own state, because Texas, for one, they turned all conservative, trying to stay unpolitical here, all conservative, and they thought they were going to stay that way for a long time, and they practically headed towards purple last election, and there's an effort in Louisiana to do the same thing. There's going to be some millions or billions of dollars poured in there, as well as Texas. Tennessee, don't know how you stand on heartbeat bills, but I'm a little worried about the legislature in Tennessee. They had a heartbeat bill there that you would have thought should have passed, and so they didn't pass this heartbeat bill. They sent it to a thing called a summer study, where it's technically supposed to be studied there and more information brought back. But what happens a lot in summer studies, bills go there to die. So
you're going to further study a heartbeat bill, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life bill. Yeah.
Right.
So that's a key thing you need to keep in mind when you're talking to these legislators. You need to make sure your state's going in the right direction at all times, and make sure you're not going to get a decision.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Rodney. Thank you. Paul, did you? We had a summer session on here as another talking point. Did you want to comment on that?
That's what Rodney just mentioned. The summer study is working to find a legislator who might help us to bring up the changes that we want to make to the faithful delegate law for summer study. Perhaps we can do a workshop or an information session this summer for legislators, is my hope, to bring them up to speed on the differences between Indiana's faithful delegate bill and what's now our model, which is the Louisiana bill.
Okay. All right. Good. Good. All right. Anybody have any questions for Paul? Okay. Let's move on then to our comms team with Mr. Ken Kashuba. And Ken, we've got some good news coming out of the comms team this evening. And the first thing that we're going to talk about here is the newsletter template. So, Ken, you want to say anything before I start this? Ken, are you there?
Yes, I am, Dale. No, go ahead. Fire it away. I think the video will tell it all.
Okay, well, we finally have the newsletter template set up. And this is an introductory that Ken has done, and hopefully I can get this thing to play. Wouldn't you know, he's created a video for this. Come on. This takes just a few seconds here to load in here. And this is just strictly an introductory to a newsletter template. And
actually, you asked for a teaser, Dale.
Hey, yeah, this is a teaser. Here we go. Here we are, the long-awaited, much-anticipated sneak preview of the Indiana newsletter template. How to get there? Well, once you log into your Citizens Builder, you will select your dashboard, and from your dashboard, you're going to go on down into the message box and select Manage Email Blast. Once you have selected that, you will go up to the blue box and select New Email. The new email will bring you up your template so that you can go ahead and pick from the template area with the drop-down arrow the Indiana newsletter template. And it'll pop up, and as you see, we
arranged the template into graphics and text in 3 different sections. We have formatted it in district, region news, state news, and national news. So you can supply all your supporters and volunteers with up-to-date information each and every month, with new pictures and new information. As you slide down, you see we have graphics for each of these sections, which are interchangeable. And when you get all the way down to the bottom, we even included this month's video section. So you can really keep it interesting and keep your volunteers and your supporters coming back for more each and every month. We will have a more detailed tutorial on how to use the newsletter template coming soon. Thank you for your patience. I hope you enjoyed using the newsletter template.
Isn't he sharp? I'm telling you. Well, that's just a quick introductory to the newsletter template, and this is something that we've been working on quite a while. And I want all of our district captains and region captains to be aware of this, because this is something that I want all the district captains to be doing, is creating this newsletter. Now, the format here, the actual template, it's a little clunky to use. So when Ken gets this more detailed tutorial out, you need to follow that very closely. Ken, you got anything else you want to say about that?
Not really, Dale. As we've talked about it, this has been a struggle to get it to this point, and I think we're happy just to have a newsletter. But yeah, I think if everybody just kind of pays attention to the tutorial, it's really pretty simple if you stay to the basic applications of replacing text and pictures and paying attention to size of the pictures, and you shouldn't have any problems. And the only other thing I would add that will be included in the tutorial is if you make a mistake and everything gets out of whack, you just have to hit the back button and start over. Unless you save it, you won't have to worry about it. So other than that, nope. Looking forward to everybody being able to getting a chance to use it, and hopefully it'll pay off dividends in our state.
Cool. Anybody have any questions for Ken on the newsletter? Okay. All right, let's go on to this gentleman, Mr. John Ackerman. I want John to come on here and say a few words, but we had decided that we wanted John to head up our social media warrior team, and we asked him to be a team leader. Now, that's not an official position in Convention of States, but we thought since we're on to different social media platforms, and we wanted to get onto a few more, and he's done such a great job with our Facebook page. So we asked John if he would like to be that, and the team leader. Well, and then we started thinking, and I thought, well, maybe John would just be interested in also just roll that in to be the state media liaison, which we've been looking for one for some time. And so I talked to him, and he graciously has stepped forward, and he's going to become then our state media liaison. So, John, you there? There he is. Good timing.
Yeah, I'm here, Dale. Glad to talk with everybody.
Well, John, thank you very much for stepping forward to do this. Got anything you want to add to what I just said?
Well, I am looking forward to it. In the past, I've had some contact with newspapers and radio and TV stations, and looking forward to the training that I'm going to get from Convention of States and the contact that I'm going to get with the media that we have from north to south and east to west in our great state. And on the social media thing, if anybody on the call tonight is interested in helping out with that. We're going to need people with expertise and using all the forms of social media. Everybody has Facebook, so what we need is people who are on LinkedIn and Twitter, and Snapchat and Instagram and Tumblr and all these things. So if anybody's doing those things and wants to know more about working in social media or the great state of Indiana, just let me know.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Of course, John has experience in doing some radio interviews, so I knew he's got experience in that, and so hopefully you can maybe set up some more opportunities for us in that area too. So, John, really looking forward to you getting involved in this, and I think you really, if you do as good a job as you've done on our Facebook page, boy, I think we're going to be really going off to a good start here. So, thank you very much. Thank you very much for stepping forward, John.
You're welcome.
Thank you. If anybody have any questions for John, since he's online there, anybody got any questions for him? I guess not, John. No questions. Thanks a lot. Okay. Well, Ken, the other thing we wanted to cover just touch on was the COS Indiana Live. This is the live broadcast that I do every Monday evening at 7 p.m. And through April 22nd, we're reaching on average, about 254 people. And on average, we get about 94 views a week. So once again, I encourage you to tune in on Monday nights. It's available through our state Facebook page, which is Convention of States Indiana, and it's on at 7 p.m. Like I said, this upcoming broadcast on April 29th, Paul Phillips and I will be discussing term limits. And then in addition to the discussion, of course, I go through the Convention of States basics for those new people, new to the movement that are just tuning in. So look forward to seeing you, if you can make it, on every Monday evening at 7 p.m. All right. Let's, Paul, you still there? Maya can't be with us tonight, so you want to give us a little update on what Maya's been up to?
Sure. Number one, she did a visit up to Hillsdale College. They had a Citizens for Self-Governance chapter meeting, and Maya was very excited to go to that because the guest speaker was Will Witt from Prager University. If you're familiar with him, he's the guy who does all the campus interviews. And it was a good opportunity to connect with Lucy Meckler again. The other two pictures that you see there on the bottom of the slide is Maya has I'm going to use the word infiltrated a new youth group here in Fort Wayne called the Teenage Republicans, or they call it the TAR group. And she has attended a couple of their meetings, and the pictures here were from this past Sunday or Saturday, I'm sorry, and Congressman Jim Banks was the one addressing them. You can see him in the picture there. She's also going to be doing some block walking with them tomorrow, and then is also volunteering to help set up for the Lincoln Day dinner at the Marriott on Friday night. So she's making some really good connections there, and is wants to get positioned for trying to get a Convention of States presentation on the agenda for the group.
Cool, cool. I know it's she's doing a great job. I know it's gonna take some time making these connections and building relationships, but I think she's off to a good start here, so I think it's going to pay off. So you be sure to thank her for what she's doing. So.
I will, and she should be on next month's call. So.
Okay, all right, good deal, good deal. Okay, next person I wanted to bring on was Jerry Rowe, our other SIA, one of our other SIAs. And I don't know if many of you are aware of this, but we have a Convention of States wiki page. And Jerry, I wanted you to come on and briefly kind of let people know what this is all about, and because I'm not sure that everyone's aware of this. So, you there, Jerry?
Yeah, I'm here. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, in 2015, I started developing this probably about, I don't know, September, October or so, and built it up with documents, and it was basically released the 1st of 2016. And one of the intentions was to replace, for all the legislators in the states, at one time in 2015, they printed up a bunch of documents for them to go through and find out about convention states. And so I put everything and more that were in those documents on this wiki, and it's just got a lot more than that since. In fact, you just mentioned before about the faithful delegate laws. Those are on there now too. The Indiana faithful delegate law has been on there since 2016, but I put in comments here. If you click on the bubble on the free conference call, the link to the faithful delegate laws for all the states that concern COS.
Okay. But really, this is an educational resource, right? I mean, it's
absolutely. It's got everything you really need to know. Is probably there. Not the newsy type articles that you see on convention states, but everything like the U.S. Constitution, the Declaration, the Federalist Papers, in ebooks, by the way. You can read them on your phone by downloading the ebooks. And so you got all the historical documents you should need, and the documents from convention states that are pertinent to the Article 5 movement. And there's some videos. Some of that needs to be updated, I suppose, but you can never keep all the way updated because things are constantly changing. But yeah, there's just a lot there. And so if you just go to that website and start looking at all the links and the document areas, I think you'll be busy for quite a while.
Well, like I said, I wanted to make people aware of this because, I mean, this took a lot of time to create and keep updated. So there's a lot of stuff there. Believe me, there's a lot of stuff there, folks. So.
And there'll be more in time. You know, as time goes on, there'll be more things to add. Go into history and add some more of the founding documents that aren't already there. There's a lot there already, but yeah, just constantly growing.
Between the wiki page here, the Convention of States website, and our YouTube channel, COS Indiana, there's a lot of educational information available there, all of us, so we need to take advantage of that.
One other thing is I constantly use links to this wiki when I'm making the case out there in social media. So.
Okay, good. All right, well, thanks. Thanks, Jerry. Thank you very much for that update.
Sure.
Okay, I've got one other individual that I would like to recognize. I don't think he's on tonight. I don't see his name on the list. This is Richard Loken, our district captain in District 17, which is in Region 2. And Richard works for the post office, so he's probably working tonight. But anyway, he's had a busy month. He's conducted another town hall meeting, which is here on the left. Some of the people that were at his town hall. That's Richard there on the left in that picture, by the way, with the flag on his T-shirt. But that's a town hall meeting that he conducted there at the Plymouth Public Library. This is something we encourage all of our district captains to do. And Richard, this is his 4th meeting that he's conducted there. So he's developing a following. The other thing that we've encouraged all of our district captains and region captains to do, and that's to attend any local Lincoln Day dinners that are on in your area. Well, he went to the Lincoln Day dinner in Mishawaka, Indiana, just north of where he lives in Plymouth. And boy, if I'd have known this, I would have gone with him. But the speaker at that Lincoln Day dinner was Candace Owens. And I mean, I think very, very highly of her. She's with Turning Point USA, and I'm sure many of you have seen her on TV and on Facebook. She is a staunch conservative. She's just a joy to watch and listen to. I would have loved to have been able to go to that. I wish Richard could have been on tonight and told us about that experience. But anyway, she was the speaker at that Mishawaka Lincoln Day dinner. So you district captains, region captains, if you know of a Lincoln Day dinner going on in your area, as a matter of fact, tomorrow night I'm going to be at the Lincoln Day dinner in DeKalb County, just north of here, north of Fort Wayne, and I think Gary Harbaugh is planning on attending the Lincoln Day dinner here in Allen County Friday evening. That's always a big event. So these are good events to introduce yourself to legislators, to touch base with them, shake hands. You know, you're not going to be able to conduct a meeting with them. Not going to be that kind of time available, but it's a good time to just kind of touch base with them. So take advantage of those if you can in your area. All right. Well, let's wrap it up here and go around the horn and see if anybody's got anything else they want to say this evening. Paul, you got anything? Anything more?
No, I think I've talked enough. I don't have anything else to add.
All right. All right, Jerry, I know you've just talked. Larry Wheelie?
Hi, Dale. Yeah, nothing to add tonight.
Okay, well now, I told you I had big news for you tonight, so you want to get a hold of John Ackerman and see if he can help you out, okay?
All right.
All right. Vicki, you got anything more?
I did call from my legislatures this week, and I'm waiting on a call back from them. That's something I haven't done before. I'm not quite sure how long it takes for them to get back to you, but
yeah. Well, you got to keep at it. You know, you give them plenty of time. Of course, they're in session right now, so it may take some time, but you know, give them a few weeks and give it another try.
Will do.
Okay, Tim, you got anything more?
Nope, nothing for me, Dale.
All right, Tim. Melba, you still there?
Hi, I'm here.
Good, good. Now, you got anything? Melba is a district captain trainee in District 29, and she's almost completed her training. So, looking forward to bringing her on. You got anything else you want to say, or any questions?
No, I don't have any questions. I'm anxious to finish my training and get started on working with this. I know I've gotten an email from Larry Hudson, who wants to get together and discuss possibly having a booth at the Hamilton County Fair here, which is in July. So just waiting to get finished on my training.
Good deal. Good deal. Thank you. Thank you, Melba. Okay, Dallas, you still there?
Yep, I'm still here.
Got anything else you want to contribute?
Well, I'm really interested in what Ken was doing with the new newsletter. I'm gonna have to get in touch with him with my failed attempt at using Microsoft Sway for my newsletter. I'm interested to see how Ken did it. So I need to get in touch with him and see or go through some of this. I couldn't find it on the Convention of States site in my dashboard, so I'll have to work at that a little more.
Okay. All right. Good. Good. All right, Gary, you got anything more?
Yeah, I would make one quick comment, and that is strike while the iron is hot. We're getting all these leads through the podcast of Ben Shapiro. And I've talked to a number of people who have come through that, and these are typically people who are motivated to get involved. And so I think we just got to make sure we're talking to them and getting them connected and informed and giving them leadership opportunities.
Good point. Good point, man. Good point. Yes. Okay, Ken Colbert, you still there?
Yes,
Whoa.
Jim, I'm still here.
There you are. There you are. Ken's district captain trainee in training. Well, you're in District 75, isn't it, Ken?
That's right.
Yeah. So glad to hear you aboard. You got anything else you wanted to mention tonight, or?
No, I've sent you a private message too. Tomorrow night I'm going to the Right to Life, and our speaker's Denisha D'Souza. And so, obviously, he's a big supporter of the Convention of States as well. And so I'm going to send him some information, knowing that I'm in the audience and supporting this mission as well.
Who's the speaker? Denise Souza?
Yes, Denisha D'Souza, the one that actually was in jail for a while.
Yeah, yeah.
That pardoned him. And so in any event, he is our speaker at the Right to Life here in Evansville. There's going to be about 2,000 people there.
Cool, cool. See if you can get a picture with him.
It's no problem. That's who you know in life.
Seriously, see if you can get a picture with him. Send it to me, and we'll put it on on the call in May. We'll definitely put that on.
Right. I'll be happy to do that.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, let's see who else we got here. Well, Thomas the Train, Thomas Schultz.
What?
What's up, Thomas?
Am I speaking loud enough?
Yes, you are.
Wait a minute. I just want to say, you saved probably my stories for last. I did had this nice interview, a conversation with a volunteer yesterday. And everything was going real good until I got down to his house district, in which by his record it was House District 57. And when I said, yeah, you're in the Indiana House District 57, right? But wait a minute, is my address still Indiana?
Okay.
And I said, yes, but what should it be? And he says, I moved to Florida. And, you know, he was one of those people that, you know, you call and they want you to call back. And when I called back, that's That is basically the story I've got. And I was hoping that would be my 5th district captain, but yeah, he wants to work. He's a Ben Shapiro recruit, but he wants to help out, but he can't do it in Indiana.
Unfortunately, he now lives in Florida, huh?
Yeah, I told him to change his address, and I just checked the record just a few 30 minutes ago, and he hasn't changed it. So he still might get another phone call from me.
He might, yeah. All right, Thomas, thank you very much. All right, folks, that's a wrap for tonight. Our call in May will be May 22nd at 8 p.m. We always try to do it on the 4th Wednesday of every month, unless something comes up and we have to announce a change. So right now, plan on the 4th Wednesday in May, and that will be May 22nd. So everyone, keep up the good work. We're on the road here in Indiana. Let's keep it going, and thank you all for tuning in tonight. Good night, everyone.
Good night, Dale.
Good night.
Thank you.